Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Vulkan, and today we have a massive news update for Tower of Fantasy. So late last night, the devs dropped a tweet that said, hey guys, guess what? Artificial Island is coming September 15th. And because of that, we have a lot to talk about. So what is the Artificial Island? I know that's probably a question that a lot of you have. So Artificial Island is a brand new area that gets added onto the game that brings more places to explore, more things to unlock, more ways to earn currency, materials. Basically, it's just a handful of, I don't want to say new zones, but it's a bunch of different places you can go explore. They talk about 3 in this particular video, which we'll watch here in a second. But it's just more places to explore, more ways to earn stuff. So what I want to do is I'm going to kick this trailer off. We'll go through it together, and I'll kind of give a little bit more depth as to what we're seeing. So let's go ahead and get this thing kicked. Now it's version 1.5, and right from the get-go, we see Claudia right here in the center. So Claudia has been one that people are very, very, very excited for. So if the leaks and the rumors are true, she's going to bring physical resonance to the game. Now, a lot of people are looking forward to rolling a physical team, myself included. I really want to start rolling physical because I like the Grievous debuff. I like the way all those things function. And if they don't do anything drastic from her Chinese version, right, then she's going to be able to bring some really cool damage buffs to the party as well. So anyway, them prominently featuring her throughout this entire trailer just makes me think that we're going to have an overlap in banners. We're going to see Claudia on the 15th when Artificial Island drops, and then we're going to have the Frigg banner that's going to run alongside her banner for a week, because we anticipated that Frigg would last until September 22nd. That gives her a full 3 weeks for people to pull her if they want her. But that also kind of created some scheduling conflicts when we thought 2.0 was coming. So then the idea came about, we're probably going to have banners running at the same time. So we might see Claudia overlap with Cobalt B if that's the next one. So we might be seeing that all the way up until 2.0. But either way, I think it's great. Give people a chance to pull the ones they want to pull, but don't do it, you know, to kind of push everything back, right? We can run 2 at the same time. We'll be okay. But anyway, Claudia is most likely coming on the 15th, and I am amped up. So let's go ahead and keep this thing rolling. So here we see the new areas. So we got the ring arena. You can see this is very WildStar to me. Like this view right here. You know, you got the floating kind of sci-fi stuff, got the floating islands going on. It's very colorful. It's very kind of saturated. Everything's popping off the screen. So we got ring arena. Then we have the puddled lake. Not a muddied lake or a muddy puddle, but a puddled lake. Cool, got some downed stuff here. Again, some more floating islands. So love it, love to see it. And then we have the Rusty Iron Camp, which looks like just the Ravager ships that we've seen, right? Where they kind of crash land. This sort of looks similar. So I wonder if that's going to be sort of the same theme they're going for here. I like the little mouth that they drew here. Looks really great. And then we have the interdimensional dragon, one of the most just wonderfully designed bosses I've ever fought. But anyway, he blows us out of the sky, and now we are in Claudia and Nemesis POV, and we're just kind of flying around here. So one of the things they talk about is we have the Devourer boss. Here's the interdimensional dragon. So they talked about like a bunch of new stuff coming with this. So let's talk about world bosses for a second. So we see here we get to fight the dragon. That's fantastic. But the other thing that I want to talk about is their drop rates. So if you have any of those gold chips left, you want to spend them on the dragon, the Devourer, or Barbarossa, because they have the highest drop chances in the game for dropping SSRs, as well as their specific matrices. So for the dragon, he's dropping Samir. For the Devourer, he's dropping Zero. And for Barbarossa, he's dropping Meryl. But again, like I said, they have the highest chance at dropping, 1, their matrices, but also random SSR weapons. So going out and farming those 3 is going to be more beneficial than farming the other kind of world bosses we have out there so far. So just keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying that the other world bosses like Lucia and Sobek, they're a very slight drop in chance. Like they go from like 3.3 to 3.0. So it's not a huge difference, but in a game like this, every little percentage point counts. So that's why I say go out and farm these guys. So anyway, let's keep this trailer moving, but I just want to let you know, if you have gold chips, use them on those. We have a new feature. We have the housing system that's coming to the game. So the housing system is interesting. So you can construct buildings and you can go out and farm materials from all of the creatures on the island. So the creatures are going to drop materials that you can then use to upgrade your housing. Now, all of these creatures will drop a range of materials. So you have kind of your lowbie enemies, they're going to drop a little bit. You have your elites that'll drop a little bit more. And then you have your world bosses that are going to drop the most. Now, all of these are subject to a weekly reset. So once that creature is gone, you can't get materials from them again for another week. They do this so you can't just over farm everything, upgrade all of your buildings, and then be done with the island in like 2 days. So there will be some gating, and that should be something that we're used to at this point, but just know there is gating that's going to come with this. Now that's as long as nothing changes from the CN client, right? If there's some big changes, then obviously this is subject to change, but that's the way things are going right now. Now, the other cool thing you can do here they don't really talk about is you can also craft matrices, including SSR matrices, through your housing system, through a development building. And at that point, you can go in, get your materials, try to craft those matrices, which is great. So if you don't have an SSR pair yet, or you're trying to finish out something for your build, for your comp, then that's a great way to do it. You can go and say, you know what, I've never been able to get a King SSR matrice. So let's go and let's get a pair of those, and now I have them and I can equip them onto my stuff. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But there's also a new housing shop that has some great stuff in there. For instance, you have avatars, you have materials, you have resources, but the big ticket item are the limited banner matrix pulls. So for instance, you have like the gold proof of purchase, sort of like the gold nucleus, right? You can get those and you can spin them. And then you have the red proof of purchase, which is like the red nucleus. We're able to get the red proof of purchase on a limited weekly basis from the housing shop. So we want to make sure we go out and do all of this stuff so we can get those and try to pull those limited banners. That way we have a higher chance at getting the matrix that we need. So let's let this thing roll through. But really, that is it, everybody. That is kind of a high overview of what Artificial Island is bringing. Brand new places to explore, new world bosses to fight, a housing system for us to build up, take advantage of, a shop that we can go purchase things from. So there's a lot happening in this update, and this is going to kind of tide us over until we hit 2.0, which at this point, I do think that we are still very much on path for either a late October or an early November timeline for 2.0. I really do, because we're September 15th, version 1.5, which is kind of funny, 1.5 for 15. So anyway, I do think we're on path for that. There will be some overlapping banners, but either way, if you want Claudia, if you want to go out and explore this stuff, go knock it out. And really, there isn't any sort of like prep that you need to do ahead of save those gold chips for the dragon and just be ready to go out and explore and have a really good time, guys. So I hope everybody's been enjoying Tower Fantasy so far. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, this has been Vulkan, and I'll talk to you guys next time.